High on the edge of a cliff where the sea thundered below, stood a weathered cottage known as Brynwatch. No one in the nearby town lived there anymore, for it was said to be cursed. At night, its windows glowed with a faint blue light, though no lanterns burned within. One autumn evening, a traveler named Callan arrived at the coast, drawn by whispers of the strange house. He had spent years chasing legends, collecting scraps of stories like seashells. The locals warned him, Brynwatch doesn't welcome guests. It remembers, but Callan only smiled and set off toward the cliff. Inside, the air was thick with salt and silence. Dustless floors suggested that something or someone still kept them swept. The walls were lined with shelves of bottles, each filled with seawater that shimmered faintly, as if alive. He uncorked one, and immediately, the roar of the sea outside dulled to a whisper. The water inside swelled, forming shapes faces, fleeting and sorrowful. Callan froze. He realized these were not mere bottles. They were prisons. Every soul that had drowned beneath the cliffs had been caught, stored and remembered here. Brynwatch was no ordinary cottage, it was a keeper. The floorboards creaked, though no wind stirred. A voice rose from the shadows, layered like many speaking at once. Another seeker. Will you open what you cannot close? Fear fought with curiosity, but Caller's hands moved on their own. Uncorking a second bottle, a cry of freedom split the air, and a rush of icy wind burst through the cottage, nearly knocking him down. The sea below roared louder, as though celebrating. One by one, the bottles began to tremble, begging release. He knew he should stop, yet the pull was irresistible. Each cork loosed another storm, another voice shrieking into the night. Soon the shelves stood empty, and the cottage itself began to groan, its beams cracking like bones. When the final bottle shattered, Brynwatch collapsed into the sea with a roar, dragging Callan with it. The villagers swore they saw a blue flare shoot up from the waves that night, brighter than lightning, then vanish. Since then, the cliff has remained bare, no ruins, no sign of the cottage. Yet on stormy nights, the ocean foams with light, and some say they hear many voices mingled in the wind. Among them is one louder than the rest, a man's voice, crying out in awe, not fear.